Stop, you're our only hope. Make her naked, Tom, you're our only hope.
Got you, fam.
Hey, Hadouken!
Alright, the headsman. Everyone get their cock out.
But anyway, apparently, going back to Star Wars, apparently Rey is no longer actually directly Palpatine's granddaughter.
Oh yeah, I guess the novel came out and it's like, I saw a headline about it. I was not interested in reading it. It's like that whole thing has been such a clusterfuck. Like, I'm good.
I mean, I don't think we need an explanation. Like, I don't need everything. I don't need to know how everything works in a movie for myself. Like, just thinking Palpatine's super powerful and somehow he made a way back, like, it makes him kind of like mysterious, at least to me. But apparently, what it is her father, Rey's father, is a imperfect clone of Palpatine. And Palpatine was like, well, I don't have any real use for him except to continue the bloodline in a natural way. So he's an imperfect clone of Palpatine. So then Rey is the daughter of the imperfect clone. But she is actually a good host for Palpatine's spirit. Because apparently it's actually Palpatine's spirit in the clone. But the clone's not good enough for him to hold the spirit for very long.
Right, no, I've heard a few things about the whole thing, and it's just getting so stupid that I stopped trying, honestly. I stopped trying to keep up with it. Like, they fucked that so hard, like, I'm done.
Well, I mean, I guess, what is your kind of view? Because we did go see Rise of Skywalker together, and I viewed it very much through the lens of a psychologist and the lens of not the biggest Star Wars fan. Like, I'm not like a Star Wars, like, pure, like, I like it, but I don't have like an emotional attachment to any certain way it's out there. So like, what were your views as someone who's been into Star Wars way more than me for a way longer time? Like, what's your view on like what they did with the new series or the new trilogy?
It's stupid.
How so? we are on an audio podcast, so
all right. Well, let's start with the
matter.
first one. Let's start with the first one. Okay, they just rehashed the Death Star. Instantly, the big bad thing of the movie was just a rehash of literally A New Hope. Okay,
without having
cool. Ooh, they had to do the same fucking thing. They flew some starships in. They blew up the goddamn core, and they escaped.
No, they didn't have to do the same thing. They didn't have to get the plans for it. They had the plans. They didn't have to go through the journey of getting it.
They needed Finn. He had the plans.
Yeah.
Ooh, so instead of stealing the plans, they stole a goddamn stormtrooper.
Or a stormtrooper just kind of went along for the ride.
Nope. They stole him.
That would have been a more interesting story if they had to kidnap Finn and like beat it out of him.
Exactly.
That would have been an interesting story.
We're already making it better. We are already making this better. And I mean, like, yeah, it was, I guess, sad how Han died. Like, there was some parts to it where it's like, okay, like, I could see kind of the direction they were going in. Maz's castle, like, where, like, it's a convoluted ass story on how Maz even got the lightsaber.
That's a good story for another day.
And yeah, and if you look into some of the stuff they've looked at, or like, so either somebody had to be like waiting to catch the fucking lightsaber as it fell.
Did you see that comic that came out last month that implied that?
Yeah, exactly.
I think
or
it's
like
more
somebody had to know exactly where it was gonna fucking fall down the gigantic center shaft of Cloud City, and it would have to have been there. Like, come on, man. Like, eat a dick. Star Wars. Just eat all the dicks. All the dicks. No, number two, I mean,
they're running out of fuel.
Yeah, fuel has never been an issue at any point in any other Star Wars movie. Now, all of a sudden, their entire fleet doesn't have any of it. Okay. Like, really?
In general,
that's the route you're going, is they can keep up with us, but we don't have any fuel. Oh, no.
In general, Leia's been doing this way too long to have that kind of oversight where, oh, shit, we didn't pack enough fuel.
I mean, I guess, like, okay, sure, like, they didn't have any supply lines for it, all that. But still, it's like, and then Crate was basically a rehash of Hoth. Like they're taking
But
all
they did at the end though, not at the beginning. They did it at the end.
Ooh. So instead of Hoth, where it's Snow Planet, some drama with Luke hiding in a tauntaun, and
Drama with Luke hiding in a tauntaun. I guess that's one way to put it.
moral of the story: big bad guys, big walkers, they blow up the base, and then they're running for that, to Cloud City, blah blah blah. Then the second half of the movie is a pursuit thing, and then some fucking Seagull fucking Yoda training montages.
I said seagulls. Stop it now.
Don't get me started on that song. I love it too much. And okay, so they flipped it. It was a big chase scene, and then a battle on a quote-unquote snow planet where it was just salt. Which, where the fuck do you have that much salt in any planet anywhere is what I want to know. And it's just a perfect layer over everything? I call bullshit.
In America, after the 2020 election and Trump wins, the salt will be so flowing.
I'll be honest. I feel like there would be even less then.
Okay, yeah, that salt, that planet was a tad bit ridiculous.
It was literally covered in it. You're telling me all these goddamn fox things, there wasn't a track anywhere in the thing. It was perfect. As soon as somebody went on there, red dirt was underneath it. None of these fox things stirred up any of that walking around. Yeah, it was just a fine dust of fucking salt where a footstep went through. No gust of wind. There was no salt dunes. It was just all perfectly flat. Like, no, fuck you, sir. Fuck you, sir. And
well, and two.
And then all of a sudden, Rey can lift 1,000,000 fucking rocks with no training. She can just uncover an entrance.
But
when it took the goddamn gifted Luke Skywalker to a bunch of training to lift one rock.
She's drunk? We're helping her home.
If this is like any porno I've seen, this is not helping her home.
Did we roofie her?
Mia's so drunk.
She is completely passed out.
So this could only go one of two. Well, okay.
Are there? Maybe we're just...
it's a couch and he put her...
No, it's a bed.
Well, he put her to bed, so...
But it's an amazing storytelling device because earlier in the movie, Luke said it's not about lifting rocks. See, they set this up to pay out. It's brilliant storytelling.
No.
Oh. You mean it's not? And you mean denying Finn a great ending for his generally selfish character, killing himself to save everyone? You mean that wasn't a good decision either?
No.
Oh.
No, they should have let him die.
I mean, that would have been the best ending for, like, his story arc for, like, what they did with him.
He goes fucking... He suicides into the Death Star laser, and, like, they're safe in the base for now, and, like, they still need to find a way out, but, like, nope, they get him, then this goddamn duel with Luke that, like...
But you're forgetting...
was okay, I guess.
You're forgetting the most profound and insightful line in movie history. When Rose prevents him from suiciding himself, and she goes, and this words has always stuck with me. We don't win by killing them. We win by saving those we love. Or something to that effect.
I mean...
Profound. Because you win a war by loving people. You don't win a war by making sacrifice and taking out others' weapons.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure... I mean, like, in the grand scheme of things, yeah, they probably had another one sitting around, but... Still.
Yeah, no.
When it comes to the First Order / Empire, sure, okay. Like, they have enough troops and equipment, yeah, you could probably not put too big of a dent into it by just fucking up one big cannon laser thing. But still.
Finn, who's always been out for himself, to, like, do that noble sacrifice to save everyone, at least for that moment, that's a storytelling wise for where they were going with that movie and the previous movie. Now you could have did a really good story with them, but that's a whole different issue. that would have been a great ending for his character.
Yeah, and then in the next one, all they did was fucking nothing with Finn. He traveled with him. Oh, he might be force sensitive. He's used for some comic relief. Like, come on.
I mean, the last movie could have been made. Like, you could have did the entire trilogy kind of around that and fleshed out some of those arcs a bit more. Because, like, if they would have developed the bromance between them over the 3 movies, that would have been really endearing. Like, there were parts there, like, because they teased it in the first one in The Force Awakens, like, having them have a bromance. And then they're, like, hardly together for the rest of the series until that point.
Yeah.
It's wasted, like, it's missed opportunities. That's the word I would use to describe all this. Like, there were so many good opportunities for storytelling there, and they just missed them all. It was like a whip. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the whole thing sucks. And then, wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you fucking know it? In a Return of the Jedi, well, no, I'd say more of an Empire Strikes Back kind of twist. I am your father. What? No, it can't be true.
I am your grandfather.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. Like, that's where this went.
But, I mean, they kind of did paint themselves in a corner with her being so uberly, like, good, or not good, so powerful in the Force, like, and they never really, the problem is, they could have built up on that. They could have had her get, like, glimpses of her power, have her wrestling with the dark side a little bit, because she never wrestled the dark side into the 3rd movie anyhow.
Yeah, I know, that's the thing. She was just strong in the 3rd movie, because she, quote-unquote, was training with Leia. Like,
who didn't even finish her training because she thought it would lead to Kylo's death.
Yeah, it's just, the stuff that needed to be fleshed out wasn't. And then they focused on stupid shit. And it was, like, as an action movie, it was okay.
Yeah, it takes Star Wars away. That's, like, it's on the edge of your seat. Like, the action doesn't stop in that movie. The 3rd one.
Which is actually one of the problems with it. Because you are going planet to planet to planet. Every 5 minutes, you're on a desert, then you're on an ocean. Like, they don't actually flesh out any of the planets, or like that big festival thing in the beginning of the movie that they talk about it for 2 seconds, just a group of people in the middle of the desert with nothing else around them, and then they're running through the desert. Like,
yeah, and that could have been such a like, you could have made that work. Yeah, sure, part of it was comic relief, but you can tie it into the bigger story. You could, like, still have C-3PO have his comic relief about the tasty pastries, but
it's like they just missed the mark, I think, on almost every single cylinder was misfiring.
Which is,
like, there was elements of there that was right. It just, as a Star Wars movie, I think it was trash.
Yeah, no.
Especially the fact that there's another goddamn moon of Endor that nobody has ever heard of. And that's where the Emperor's throne room is. It would have been fucking cooler if they went back to Endor, like the Forest Moon.
I mean, I do like we're IHH Media. I do like Red Letter Media's idea that, like, the Empire has been surviving, like, the Ewoks have formed, like, a death cult around them, and they, like, sacrifice different Ewoks to them, and slowly the dark side's taking them over, and they go back to the Forest Moon of Endor, and, like, they're kind of now, like, all kind of mangy looking and, like, purple eyes and stuff, and, like, there's an Ewok death cult there. I would be on board with something like that, because that would be so un-Star Wars-y.